Sometimes there are opportunities Luca and my uncle they don't need to know about. Stays between us.
Va bene.
We better go before Luca thinks we got ourselves killed.
All right, everybody. We are recording this before Huber has to fly out of town. So you've been playing Mafia, the Old Country, getting close to the end. Not quite there, but
very far.
Been jamming through it over the weekend here before launch. Take us away. What are you thinking of this kind of like further back in time, Italian pre-Mafia? How is it playing? How's it treating you? I
adore it.
Nice.
I love it so much. It has met my. It's a lot. So it has exceeded my expectations in so many ways, and then it has maybe not met my expectations in some of the other ways. But
okay.
I think what I love about the game outweighs any other little issues I have. So I am just like this might be like my favorite game this year. It's not the best, but it is my favorite so far. Like I love it. So yeah, it's like you said, it's a prequel. We're in 1904, Sicily, and it is a slow game. So slow. Like a lot of walking, a lot of talking at some points, and just like for the narrative to get going as well. It is a slow burn. So I hope people can handle that and stick with it, because yeah, there's just long stretches where you're not really doing much, but the writing and the acting and the presentation is so top tier that I just love those slower, quiet, intimate moments. You know, it's not all guns blazing, bootlegging, like mafia takeovers. There's quite a lot of calm and chill. So I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's there should be no bootlegging whatsoever because of where you are. So
exactly,
I'm curious about what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
Like, what are the conflicts like? Yeah.
Yeah, so you basically, like, Enzo it's intense. Like, Enzo was in a salt mine, has been in a salt mine, and is basically like doing slave labor for over a decade. And that's kind of where the game picks up, is him and his buddy are trying to make enough money to go to America. Also, if you've played, you don't need to play the other Mafias, but if you have, there will be tiny little, awesome little breadcrumbs and nods for the most hardcore fans. So that was really cool too, just seeing like, you know, making those tiny little connections. And it never interferes with the game, and you totally can just jump into this one too. And you know I'm crazy about like order of operations for games and movies and stuff, but I think you can just hop into this. It's totally fine. But yeah, you're trying to get to America, and then one thing leads to another, and you meet Don Tosi. The names are tough, so I'm sorry with the names.
Yeah.
But you meet this like Don character, and one thing leads to another, and you know, you get caught up with this family. There are some incredible characters in this game. Just like any Mafia game, you have like your sidekick. Luca is a standout. I'm obsessed with this whole cast. It's a big ensemble cast. People come in and out. But yeah, so it's a linear game, and Mafia's always been that way, except for Mafia 3, of course, did a big, you know, open world, which I didn't like as much, but it is a linear game, and it is structured through chapters, and each chapter feels so different from one another, and that is what I love about it. I mean, this is an epic tale. The game is not super long. They said it's like less than 15 hours.
Okay.
But it is a epic epic tale of just it goes places. Again, the slow burn nature, just building up all of these characters and their relationships. Some of the earlier missions, like you're just the farmhand around the vineyard and stuff, and you're shoveling horse shit and taking, pigs into the kitchen. And it's so funny because you're the lowest on the ladder of the group. You're just happy to like be there and not in the salt mines slaving away. But like everyone is always taking advantage of you. Like, hey, we got to move all these boxes. And they'll just be like standing there. And Enzo will be like, well, are you going to help? I'm like, nah. It's just like everything is like, you can do it. You're going to do it. Go ahead and do that. Hey, move these bodies over there. Like everyone's always just standing around, like watching you do it. So the gameplay itself is where, if we're going to be critical of Mafia, I think that's where the criticisms will be, is the gameplay itself. It's not bad, but it's not the best in class. It's not great. It's just like passable, serviceable gameplay. So like there will be stealth missions, and it's just standard stuff of like wait behind, a low wall, kind of sneak through. The enemies are on like very specific movement patterns. You have like your detective vision for no reason. So it's just like really basic is the way I would put it. Really, really basic stealth. Really basic combat. Cover shooter mechanics. It feels fine. You get your vintage weaponry of like revolvers and shotguns and rifles and stuff, and it's just okay. It's whack-a-mole style. Enemies kind of just flood in from off screen. They're not the smartest. It's not the best, but it's still like fun, like it's fine. I'm not like, oh, this is bad. Like it's fun, but again, it's not like gonna win any awards for like their stealth or shooting mechanics.
Well, I also wonder too, is like, it's interesting to see something like this because, you are trying to be grounded and realistic. And so it's like, what kind of like things can they throw in there to mix things up? Like even having like a grenade seems like would be kind of silly, or like a smoke bomb or something, like maybe some firecrackers or something to distract people, right? But like, I'm not sure like what would really, are there anything like that, or is it just
there
like
are grenades? Yeah, grenades.
There are grenades.
Sure. There are grenades. Like they'll throw grenades at you to like fish you out of cover. You have some grenades. They're pretty cool. They're intense. They like, the stealth missions are obviously super grounded because if you get caught, like Star Wars Outlaw style in a lot of them, it's just like game over. Like gotcha. You're going to jail. like. So the stealth missions, you're not like killing a bunch of people. You can like choke them out. I actually really like the choke out mechanic, Blood. That is actually the best part about the stealth, because you'll go up and you'll grab them and it'll be this meter that you have to fill. But then they have like a break free meter, and they're like realistically struggling. They'll like be like trying to elbow you and like hit you, and you're just like, you're like mashing it out, and it's like it's like it's tense. It's cool. So I do like that. So yeah, the stealth missions are grounded, but then there are some combat missions where you'll kill a lot of people. So it's definitely like, this is the shooting mission. But again, those are few and far between. A lot of the missions, like I said, you're working around the vineyard, or you're driving people to collect money and intimidate people. Classic Mafia extortion. You're racing. Yes, there's racing, of course. It wouldn't be a Mafia game without some racing. So there's that. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, and then of course to tie it all together is the knife, Blood, the switchblade.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
Big mechanic here. It has durability, which I like because there's actually a fair amount of collectibles this time around, optional collectibles that are so great. There's newspapers that give you lore about what's going on. There's little like religious cards that you can find that like have really cool prayers on them. I was like, oh, I've never heard this. This is like actually really cool. And then there's like journals and documents, kind of a lot of documents sometimes. In some missions, you know, you're picking up quite a few of them. It's like Alan Wake style. It's like, yo, settle down here with those. And then there's lock boxes and like doors that you can use your knife to break open, but it'll cost a durability point. So you'll have to have a whetstone to resharpen it. But in the lock boxes and stuff, there's money, and then you can use your money at the shop to buy clothes and cars and guns and better knives, because there's like multiple types of knives. There's like ones you can throw. There's like one that has more durability for melee damage, and then there's one that's like really good for stealth kills or whatever. There's like 3 specs.
Nice.
And then of course you get in the knife fights, which are like one-on-one duels, and they're intense. They're cool, dude. I like these a lot, actually. It's like boss fights. You know, you both have health meters, and you can slash and thrust. You can dodge. You can parry, and you can guard break. And it is fun. It is cool because like they're high stakes because of the story context of these knife fights. So they're always high stakes, and they have impact. You know, the characters are like talking shit to each other during it. You're cutting people up, dude. They're covered in blood. Like, so I really like the knife fights quite a bit. And like I said, the missions themselves are very linear, and the game is linear. But there are moments when you are free to explore the map, and dude, it's not massive, but I was actually surprised by the map. It looks really beautiful too. It is this cool map. Oh my God, I love the map in this game. But there's collectibles all around. Sometimes, again, the linear nature. Sometimes the game does not want you to explore, and it'll be like, get back to the mission, and it'll like count you down. Like, you're not supposed to be over there. But there are times when you are fully free to just like drive around, ride around. Not always, but there are times to do that. So
Got it.
And it's just a nice map. I mean, there's this little coastal town, and the way to describe Mafia is it feels lived in. It feels so rich and alive. Like, you'll go to this coastal town, and just the act of walking through town is freaking magical, blood. Like, it reminds me of just like The Witcher, when you would get to like some Velen or Oxenfree or whatever the hell, and Oxenfort, you're just like, yeah, and you're just like walking through, and people are going about their business, you know, and it just feels so lived in and alive. So I just love it.
I'm curious, 2 things with that kind of exploring around. One, like, are there other things that you can do, like traversal things other than like the car and being on foot, or like bicycles or horses or anything like that?
The horse. Yeah, you have horses. That's a big part. Horses. Cars are like pretty rare because it's like 1904 and it's like a status thing, you know. You do drive though. There is, you can turn on the realistic driving. All you old Mafia heads on there for sure. So yeah, and the horse is really fun. I really like it. You have little boosts like freaking Ocarina of Time, dude. Little, you know, you charge it or whatever, and then it has to refill, go again. And then different horses have, you know, a certain amount of charges or whatever. And then same with cars, you know. Some are faster and some are more durable.
And then, like, with the town and stuff, like, are there any other kind of like little activities out there, like little side games or mini games or fishing or anything like that?
Not really, no, none of that stuff. The most I really saw was like sub objectives where you could additionally go do something. I don't want to really like get into all that.
Right.
But the game actually made me think that there was going to be like multiple endings or like rep or something. So I actually like didn't do the thing because I'm never going against the family, Blood. I'm never going against the family. I will never do it. I am not Sketch. I owe them my life. I am a loyal soldier. So yeah. But yeah, there's like some missions have like little sub objectives, but again, very linear game, and yeah, no weird stuff like that. No weird like side missions or anything. I think it's probably just to keep it focused and grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the story is freaking top tier. Absolutely top tier. The missions are all pretty varied, you know, because they each tell a part of this story. So even though sometimes, like I said, the gameplay isn't the best, where you're like stealthing through or getting in a shootout, like that stuff's fine. It's not bad at all. It's fine. It's just basic and normal, whatever. But the context and the story of those moments and just of every chapter is so addicting. I mean, the first night I got this game, Blood, I played for like 7 hours straight, dude. I could not stop. I was like, I'm not stopping. And I'm playing on PC, which is a bummer. Like, I don't know if it's the PC port, because that's always a common thing, or if it's my own computer, but I get like stutter in between the cutscenes into gameplay and gameplay into cutscenes. Like those transitions will like kind of slow down.
It sounds like it could be a shader compilation thing or a loading thing.
Something. And
curious how that'll play out. Because that's the thing we've seen sometimes. Like sometimes, at
bad
launch,
port.
Sometimes, it takes them a little time to clean up the PC port with some games.
Totally.
But I know I get your frustration, because sometimes you're not sure if this is your PC or if this is the game itself. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's it's not even out yet. So I believe in them. And the good news is gameplay, always gameplay, rock solid. Mm-hmm. Rock solid. No issues whatsoever in
So it is
gameplay.
a transitional thing where
it's a transitional thing, and like some of the cutscenes just like have a little bit of weird visual stuff going on, but then I'm like, all right, get back to gameplay, and then it's like gameplay, all right, good, and then we're
so
set.
I mean, fair yellow flag. If you're looking to get it on PC, check around and see if other people are having problems.
Absolutely. But again, the gameplay itself, rock solid, like no issues. So yeah, Mafia: The Old Country exceeding my expectations and meeting them at the same time. I'm just so happy, Blood. I'm so happy for this franchise. I hope it does well. I hope people are as excited as I am about it, because Definitive Edition also was so great. And I just want this. I want this series to continue and to live and thrive, because it means so much to me. And it's been around now. I mean, Mafia 1 was like early 2000s. So we're like over 20 years old now.
Oh, yeah.
And multiple games, Mafia 1, 2, 3, and Definitive Edition. So this is technically the fifth game here. So
you haven't finished it yet. So are you ready to rank it in any way? So having played them all?
Dude, it is top tier. That's all I can say for now. It is infinitely better than 3.
Okay, that's good to know.
I'll stop there. Yeah. So it is in the rarefied air of 1 and 2 for me. Definitely. It's right there. Just like the nostalgic vibes too, just like simple missions, Blood, where it's just like you're just like carrying a case of wine and people are just chatting, and it's just like oh yeah, sit it down over there, and it's just the vibes, dude. The vibes are correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you everyone for checking this out. We are Easy Allies. We're independent critics, and we've got a podcast every week, so check that out. This would have probably been in the podcast, other than we had to shoot it early for Huber, since he's going to be out this week. But check that out. We've got a bunch of previews and interviews up recently as well, and we're supported by folks just like you. So check out patreon.com/easyallies. Chip in $5 a month to help us out, and thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
The Don butchers all the meat himself. I'll let him know you appreciate his work.
I want to thank you about before, about the job.
It's that man you should thank. If you want to show him some gratitude, work hard, keep out of trouble.